Let's walk you through a complete disassembly of this touchscreen, showing you exactly how to take every component apart safely. We've got to be careful with some of those cables and those connections. We don't want anything to break off. But this section isn't just about taking things apart. We're going to learn why we take things out, why things go bad, or how to diagnose when something is bad. Before we even pick up a tool, let's talk about diagnosing problems. I put together a flowchart for our touchscreen, for our cassette, for other issues. This will help you systematically diagnose the root cause of your issue. Save you time, save you money. So let's quickly go through our main branch here. First off, are we getting power? After that, we have, is it responding to touch, or are the LEDs lit? And this will put us into the categories that we need to go down and show us what issues we could possibly have.
This flowchart kind of breaks into either power issues, digitizer issues, or even communication issues.
As you can see, this chart guides you step by step through the process of diagnosing a problem without even opening it. However, sometimes we do have to open up the unit, and that's what we're going to do right this second.
All right, let's get started. We're going to remove our LCD from the power supply unit. So the black is the power supply unit. Now the LCD is going to have our LCD digitizer. There's a board in there as well. Now flip it around. We're going to take a look here. We've got some screws we need to get rid of. We can do that by using a 2.5mm Allen key. Take those screws out. Now we can slide this piece of housing off. Be very careful of this USB port here. And now we are looking at our touchscreen PCB, and behind that is the LCD digitizer assembly. So we've got some screws here, about 7 in total. All can be removed with the same 2.5mm Allen key. Removing these cables can be very tricky, so we want to be very careful here. Sometimes I grab a flathead to just push these out. Now this thing, this little digitizer component here is very sensitive. You can actually pull that off. So just be mindful of disassembling these components. We don't want to break the board. We don't want to ruin that. So cables disassembled. We're going to take the board, move it. Now these black polycarbonate pieces are actually just clamping the LCD assembly in place.
Now we can bring the flowchart back into play here. Your screen was powering up, but it wouldn't respond to any touch. The flowchart would tell you, yes, it's powering up, but no, it's not responding to touch. So what you may need to do in this situation is try to recalibrate the digitizer either from the touchscreen or from Clarity Config. And if that's unsuccessful, then you're going to want to replace the LCD. So this is what we would do here. In this instance, we're taking the LCD out. Now maybe the next one is the LCD is black. So the touchscreen is black, but my LEDs are lit up on my printer. Okay, so we'd follow the part. We'd follow, is the screen powering up? No, because the screen's black. However, the printer's LEDs are lit. Yes, okay. So that would tell us to point down this path. Maybe not a digitizer problem or touchscreen problem, but possibly a power supply problem.
It's time to crack this power supply unit open. So the first thing I'm going to do is grab a 7/32 socket, and I'm going to take the 2 standoffs off. Moving to the 6 screws, I'm going to use the same 2.5mm Allen key and remove these. With all that, I can pull the front of the unit apart. I'm going to collect our screws here and put them to the side. One little guy stuck in there. Gently give it a tap to get everything off. So that front half comes off very smooth, and now you can see the power supply and the power supply's PCB. Now this is the little riser board. That's what we call the USB riser. And he is a culprit in what we were talking about.
There's a little riser board, and you can see that in the power supply unit, the black unit. That little riser board gets disconnected over repeated on, off, on, off, on, off. And it needs to be replaced over time.
Moving forward, we're going to take some screws off here to get at the power supply. But actually what this allows us to do is remove our PCB here a lot more easily because there's a cable on the back end that gets stuck. So we go ahead and remove this shield. With the shield out of the way, we can go ahead and remove these hex standoffs that are holding the PCB in place. And we will use a 5mm socket for that. It comes off real well. With the standoffs off, we can pull the board out and disconnect our few cables that are there. This one here is the one that gives you the problem with that shield being installed, and that's why we take that shield off. And now we have our power supply unit PCB removed, and what you're looking at here is still just the power supply. And this is a replaceable component as well. So if you weren't getting power to anything, you'd want to look here.
So there you have it, a complete disassembly of our touchscreen. Now you know how the LCD digitizer work and how it's separate from the power supply unit. Now that we're done with that, let's take this flowchart, move on to our next one, and we'll talk about cassette issues. This is gonna get good.